Why would I throw in the towel? I just got in my bag. I don't make no mistakes. I'm coming for mine, and there ain't no one taking my place. Listen, I've taken some L's. Yeah, that means I lived and I learned. Now I got some money to burn. Why would I throw in the towel? I just got in my bag. I don't make no mistakes. I'm coming for mine, and there ain't no one taking my place. Listen, I've taken some L's. That means I lived and I learned. Now I got some money to burn. Why would I throw in the towel? I just got in my bag. Slow the stars, what they calling now? I don't know what they talking about.
Yo, what's good, everybody, man? We back in the building for another edition of New York Giants Conversations. So this week, being as the Giants are on their bye week, just want to get into some general discussion, some general topics of note, some little news and notes and nuggets as we move into the final 6 games of the regular season for the New York Giants, of course, with the 4-8 record. So we shall see what takes place for this next final couple games here. But welcome, as I always like to do. Appreciate everybody for joining in, stopping by. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody is nice and comfortable wherever you are. A little bit chilly out here in the Northeast, but it is what it is, man. It's football weather, man, and it's football season, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into Giants conversations, man. So we let people get into the chat. I just want to take this time to give a special shout out to Go Travels. If you are into traveling and you are into sports, Go Travels is the place for you. You get all your sport needs, all your tickets, accommodations, and take the weight off your shoulders, the stress of planning travel. Let Go Travels do that for you. Please go to getouttravels.com. That's GETOUTRAVELS.com. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into it, man. So the New York Giants on a bye week. Things are coming out about Brian Daboll. Things are coming out about who the Giants might target in the draft. Things are coming out about, them possibly bringing back one said quarterback that a lot of people aren't fond of. So there's some interesting things going in here to the Giants. The Giants, of course, next game up is against the Green Bay Packers, and we can also get into that as well. But I want to start here with something light. Given everything that's happened with the New York Giants, given all the ups, downs, mostly downs, who is your season MVP right now for this team? Who is the season MVP? Because remember, Daniel Jones has missed time. Saquon Barkley's missed a little bit of time. Andrew Thomas, so on and so forth. Who is your New York Giants MVP? If you in the chat, you want to type it in the chat, feel free. For the Big Blue Crew members, the link is in the Twitter chat if you want to join the show with me today. Who's your Giants MVP? Ghost Dog, what it do? What's good? Yep. What up, bro? What's good with you? Ghost Dog says Bobby O. That is a good one. That is a good one, and that is very I can't argue that. That's a real good one right now. Bobby O has been the staple in the middle of this defense, man, that the New York Giants have been looking for a very long time. So that is a good one right there, Ghost. Coach, what up, Coach? What's good, Coach? Hey, man. What up, bro? Coach says me. I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, arguably, because there's not a lot of people that's really standing out for this Giants team. So yeah, it might be Coach A. I don't know. Speaking of, there he is. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. Sorry. Just jumping in here, man. See you on and yeah, getting ready for my family to come through. So
okay, cool, man. You got the girls coming over?
Yeah, my youngest birthday was yesterday, so
Okay, okay. All
We
right,
doing
man. Happy belated.
everything. So December is always busy. I mean, my oldest got one later this month, and then Christmas. So it's like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
enough about me. It's not about me. It's about the team.
Nah, I just want to come on here today to kind of give a little bit of an overview of this New York Giants team, where they are, where they're headed, some of
Hmm.
the news and notes, rumors. So right now though, who's your MVP, man? Been the best player for this New York Giants team so far this season? Now we still got what is it? Is it 6 or 5 more games? I don't even know. This week there's 5 more games
Oh
to
my God.
go.
Um,
So so obviously, somebody else can step up in those last 5 games. But who's been your player so far, Coach Tom? A, what's good with you, man? Health and wealth to you too, bro.
um,
Salute.
I mean, um, I must go between either Tibbs, Bobby O, or Dexter. And
That's
you know
good.
what? I'm gonna go with Tibbs because everybody there was a large facet of the fan base that was crapping on
That's a
him.
good one.
Look what he's doing. He's producing. Not to take away from Dexter, even though Dexter is Dexter, but I mean, and Bobby O, he's leading the charge at the linebacker spot. But I'm gonna give it to Tibbs right now.
Um, Raphael, what's good? Coach Ed, MIG22, what's up? Peace, bro. Peace. Um, Fans are the MVP for even putting up with the consistent disappointment. That's what Coach said. Coach said me. So the confidence year after year. That is true, man. That is true, man. But
Yeah.
I was gonna go with Dexter Lawrence, but I'm gonna get an offense a little bit of love, just a little bit, and I'm gonna pick Saquon Barkley in this instance. It's like when he's out there, the team plays differently. You don't get that spark from Breida. You don't get that spark from Eric Gray or Gary Brightwell. You wasn't getting it from Daniel Jones. Let's keep it a buck. You ain't getting it from none of the receivers.
I got an unpopular opinion.
So what?
Tommy DeVito.
Hey, that is an unpopular opinion, man. That is an unpopular opinion. Y'all hit that like button as you come in and join the show with us, man. But
I
Tommy
mean,
DeVito,
he is winning. He is leading
yeah.
the team, and he's an undrafted free agent coming out of nowhere, third string quarterback. And while he's not the elite quarterback, he's showing that he's a serviceable backup quarterback. But what he's doing, I mean, he's standing there in the face of the mad rush, playing behind an offensive line that is up and down. Let's be honest.
He's been getting better too as the weeks
Yeah,
progress.
getting better. I mean, he's led us to a
Game to
couple of
game.
wins, even though they're ugly. He is standing too long in the pocket, but that's also a quarterback who's confident. He's not afraid to take the hit. So, that's an unpopular opinion. I mean, I'm sticking with Tibbs, but if we're going to talk somebody in offense, I'm just going to go out of the somewhere out of the blue and give you somebody who most people would probably like hell no or wouldn't even think about.
A lot of people been on the Tommy DeVito hype train. Believe it or not, man, he's a fan favorite. The fans have their favorites. Um, but like for me, just Saquon Barkley. I mean, offensively, he's been the best player on the Giants, and just from a team spirit standpoint, man, a leadership standpoint. Just watching that clip with him and Bellinger and the coaches, man, that hit me a different type of way. Coach is like, yo, this dude is a football player, man. He knows the game, he loves the game, and he loves the Giants. The heart and soul of this team, and I do expect Saquon Barkley to be back with this team next year. I think the Giants will be foolish to move on from him at this point, especially if you're going to go with a rookie quarterback. But that's my thoughts on that New York Giants MVP. But chat, man, New York Giants MVP. If y'all got MVP for the Giants that me and Coach haven't named yet, Throw it up in the chat. I like Ghost's pick of Bobby O. Also like your pick of Kayvon Thibodeau, coach, because Tibbs has got a lot of heat from this fan base, man. And to see him getting, not just the fan base, not so much the fan base, I would say, more so the media, the national media. So to see him come out, man, have double-digit sacks, one of the top league leaders in sacks and pressures this season, that's very rewarding, man, for a player like that, man. And I want to see more. I want to see him continue to grow into his own and be our next Tuck, our next Strahan, our next JPP, OC Umanu, or be our next great pass rusher. And I think he's on his way to doing that. You could also argue Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is, definitely heart and soul on defense. You know what I'm saying? Probably arguably one of, if not the best player at his position in the NFL. So that's one right there too. But all good answers, man. But coach, the New York Giants right now are where we at? Giants 4-8.
4-8, yeah.
4-8, and I'm seeing this a lot on Twitter and some fans, fans are fans. This is not my necessarily opinion, but I'm gonna ask a question. Can this Giants seriously make a playoff run at this point? They are, I think, 2 games out right now.
Can they? Yes, but to be realistic, to be honest, I think it's going to be hard. You got the 2 with the Eagles. I mean, whether the Eagles sit, their starters the last game, if they have it locked in or not, that's going to be left up for debate. But let's be honest, the Giants are not on the Eagles level right now. They're just not. So that's, if you want to say they split it, okay. But then you have the Packers, you have the Saints, who are also fighting for a playoff position. And who else am I forgetting?
One more. Rams.
Oh, and the Rams.
Rams
are another one that are fighting for a playoff spot too. I mean, all those Giants are all in the same spot. Now if the Giants went 4-1, that's making them 8. What is that? 8-9. Yeah. Will that get them into the playoffs? I think it's hard. I mean, because if you go through, if you go through all the other divisions and look at it, the Eagles and the Cowboys are probably most likely in. Somebody from the South has to get in, so that's 3. In the North, Minnesota, I think, is also fighting. Like I said,
Minnesota is 6-6 right now.
So you're fighting with
the Seahawks at 6-6.
The Lions are in position. Like you said, the Seahawks, the 49ers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there alone, not including the Packers, the Rams, the Giants.
Yep, Packers, Rams, got Buccaneers in there too.
Oh, the Buccaneers, Saints, yeah. So,
yep, Saints, Rams.
The Giants would have to go 4-1, to be honest with you, to have a chance. Just to have a chance.
They have to beat all 3 of the Rams, Packers, and Saints.
Exactly.
Because the first tiebreaker is head-to-head in the NFL.
Yeah.
So if you could beat all 3 of those teams, you're going to lose the head-to-head with Seattle. So you hope they fall out or either rise up above you over the Vikings. But that's realistically the only way you get in is you have to beat the Packers, Rams, and Saints, and you probably need all 3 of those teams to lose at least twice more. Yeah. Because right now the Giants have 8. If they have 9 losses, all 3 of those teams have to have 9 losses as well.
Exactly.
So you need to beat them, and then you need them to lose 2 more, which would put all those 3 teams at 9. You're not sweeping the Eagles. I'm sorry.
That's the point. So it's a tough one. They have a chance, so they're in position to fight for the playoffs. Do I think they're going to? Yes. But honestly, do I think they're going to make it? I'm going to be honest. No, I don't. I don't think we're going to. I think between the Packers and the Saints, I think we're going to lose one of those games, honestly.
Yeah. Ghost says if we take one from the Eagles, I agree. I think it's possible, but when the,
Now, if you went
when
five
does the
and zero,
Giants
if the Giants
legitimately
went
beat the
5 and
Eagles?
0, then I think they're in the playoffs. They have to make the playoffs if they went 5 and 0. But like I
Yeah,
said,
because that means you would beat all those three teams out the way, and you get two against the Eagles. So
exactly. So
that puts you in pretty good shape. That puts you at 9-8,
and that puts you a
which
half a game from where you were last year. Because
yeah.
think about it, we were 9-7-1 last year. If you went 5-0, that means you're 9-8. So you're literally in the same position with worse talent than last year. So, but
And hold that thought, because it just sparked something for me real quick. I'm gonna read Tommy's comment, and then I want to ask you something. We're gonna get into something else that's been going around. Tommy says Barkley needs a contract. Sad we didn't run the same scheme around him. We definitely would have been in playoff contention. Unfortunately, we thought we paid Jones to become Mahomes, and this season is a waste. Yeah, man. Me and Pat talked about the scheme and the type of scheme they run in, and I don't like it. But a lot of that is personnel issues with the offensive line. So, and I think they did want to do something different with the scheme this year. They bought in Waller. They got Hyatt. They got these speedsters, Paris Campbell, but it just didn't work out. And it was evident real quick when they faced the Cowboys and got punched in the mouth. That it was real evident that shit wasn't going to work no more. What they were doing last year, or what they were trying to do this year. And he says another thing is our defense needs to play lights out, which is very possible. That is the other part of it. The defense has to ball out damn near every game, because you don't know you're going to get much from the offense, particularly with Mr. DeVito at quarterback and the state of the offensive line. Wells, what's good? What's good, bro?
Wells.
What's popping, man? Good show last night. Leather to the Face. Shout out to Wells and G Nation Inside Sports. If you ain't checked out Leather to the Face yet on Saturday nights, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So tap into the Big Blue Crew, Leather to the Face, hosted by Wells, Big Pat, and G Nation Inside Sports. But yo, what I was gonna ask you about this beef with Dable and the coaching staff. Now, there's report. It was a report by Glazer, and then some YouTuber made a video, whatever. But take it for a grain of salt. But the rumblings are there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I'm saying? That's how I always kind of look at it. If you're getting the reports from multiple sources, it's kind of making it really seems like there is something going on here. Now, you said if they went 9-8, that's a half a game from where they were last year. What Dable has done with this team, if he finishes with 7 or 8 wins, it's not really, at the end of the day, record-wise, it's not too much of a progression. If you're looking at the talent and you're looking at the expectations from the media. Now, us as fans, I think had higher expectations than we should have had. I had them at 12 wins. You had them at 13. There was people saying Super Bowl. There was people saying, at least 10 wins. There was the floor. 11 was the floor, whatever. But it didn't work out that way. If he can get this team to 7, 8 wins, is it really that much of a coaching failure on Brian Dable's part?
No. I'm going to be honest with you. No. Because you first and foremost look at everything that this team has been through. Look at the talent in comparison to last year. Supposedly we brought in better players, but it seems like we have more injuries than we did to keep. We have more injuries to key players than we did last year. So, no, as far as the coaching, it means Dable has done a good job. The coaches have done a good job. You may not like some of the coaches, but they've done what they needed to do if they were to get, 7, 8 wins with the talent that we have right now in comparison to last year.
And that's why I asked you that, cause and you going to tally it up. I mean, he's going to be right there
Hmm.
around the 500 ish mark with a New
Hmm.
York Giants team that was dead in the water. You know what I'm saying? For
Hmm.
the better part of the last 10 years. So I honestly think that, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a New York Giants fan, I don't know what's going on with Brian Dable, Wink Martindale, and Kafka and these guys. I hear the reports. I hear there's people that have an issue with Dable or whatever, man. And I've had some issues with him as well. I've called him out. I felt like he was mailing it in. Until recent weeks. So but all that being said, look, man, I'm gonna stick with my coach, man. I'm gonna stick by my coach because this is what fans do. This is how you become the Jets. When you keep having the turnover and the inconsistency in your franchise and the instability in your franchise, that's how you become a bad team time and time again. Shout out to the Lions for sticking with Dan Campbell. You know what I'm saying? They stuck with that guy. The Houston Texans, they want to change coaches every 5 minutes. The Raiders, they want to change coaches every 5 minutes. You see where those teams are at. Houston, hopefully, has gotten it in their head now. They actually need to stick with a coach, and maybe they'll ride it out with D'Amico Ryans. But that's how these teams become the way they are. So I want to stick with Brian Dable, and I'm sorry if Wink has to go or Kafka has to go, so be it. We will move on. But if he can literally get this team a couple more wins and get to that 7-8 mark, I honestly don't think it's a bad a coaching job as we are making it out to be, or as it seemed like it was for the better part of this season.
Hmm.
But that's just my opinion on that, coach. What is your thoughts on the rumors about Dable and his staff not getting along?
Look, coaches fight, players fight amongst each others. All right. Dable is the head coach. All right. I'm telling you from experience, as a position coach, as a coordinator, as a head coach. In the end, it's what the head coach wants. If you are a coordinator and you are good and your side of the ball is playing very well, but the head coach wants to do something different, you may not like it. You may sit down and talk with it. You may even argue about it. But in the end, if the head coach is adamant about what he wants done, you do it. I'm telling you from experience, okay? I went to a team where they were I was coming from an organization that we built it up and from the scratch, and you know what? It ended up winning its division and going to the final 8 in a 64-man league. After that year, we had to shut down for whatever reason. I went to another team. They recruited me to come in, eventually be the defensive coordinator. Now, I'm a very aggressive defensive coordinator. I like cover zero. I probably run it more than most any other coaches. But if I have the talent, I'm going to do it. The first game of the season, we played the defending champions. We beat them 46-6. They got the ball first. They were drove down the field and they scored a touchdown. But I was feeling them out. The head coach was pissed. Do you know explosive plays? They had one explosive play with a run up the middle for 30 yards. Everything else was nickel and diamond and getting it downfield. And then after they scored that first series, we shut it down. We had 3 pick sixes. Three. And then after the game, he ripped me a new one. He's like, I don't want to see no more No, I want to have a safety, at least one safety back, if not two. There's no way we're running cover zero ever again. I
Damn.
don't believe in it, whatever the case may be. And everyone, his brother was my starting middle linebacker. And he
Mm-hmm.
even went up to him. He's like, bro, you're wrong. He's like, he knows what he's doing. Look what happened. We had three pick. I don't care. And you know what I told everyone? I said, he's the head coach. That's what he wants. I'm doing what he wants because it's his team in the end.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing, but I did say, but I will run my cover zero when I see fit. And if he sees the need to remove me as defensive coordinator, then
Yeah.
he will do
That's
so. Now, did reduce the amount of times that I ran it. I will admit that. But the point being is, he's the head coach. I've been a head coach, and I've told guys, no, I don't want to do that. But no, I don't want to do it. Whether I was right or wrong, the bottom line is Dable's the head coach. That's just the
mm.
bottom line. Like him or not, he's gonna curse people out. Okay, that's the business. You gotta get used to that.
And it's like, to be honest, it's like, bruh, why is it so? Why are people so sensitive to every comment or every thing? And I don't think Wink is like this or
Mm-mm.
whatever, but it's just like every coach we get in here, going back to Tom Coughlin and Joe Judge and now Brian Dable, they don't like their attitude. They don't like the yelling, and they don't like this, and they don't like that. But then you have Pat Shermer and Ben McAdoo, and they're not tough enough, and they're not on the players enough, and they're pushovers. It's like, what do y'all want? What
That's the
kind of
thing,
coach
man.
you want?
That's the thing. All right, coaches can't coach to what the fans want. I'm sorry.
Right.
You just can't. You're a fan for a reason. You know
That's
what?
why
We
I'm
are
sticking
fans
with
for a
Dable.
reason.
Yeah, bro.
We
Because
going we gonna look. Last week y'all know I was pissed off about Dable. Because I
I
questioned
was too.
going
I said
empty
he
on
was
third and
fucking
two.
mailing in the games.
Exactly. So, but I was wrong because I thought about it. Yo, he's doing what he needs to do or what he feels he can do best with the talent that we have on this team. Period. You have a left guard that literally came, as he says, off the couch. I mean, that should tell you your all pro left tackle is not playing at an elite level right now because he's hurt. You have your other
Sit,
right tackle
sit
who
him.
everyone wants out of town hurt. I mean, our offensive line, everybody on the offensive, everyone, think about that. Everyone has been hurt. AT, Schmitz, Bredesen has been hurt. I mean, other than Pugh, who just came in,
I think
everyone.
people, coach, not to cut you off, I think
Yeah,
people get tired of the injury excuse. But if you look at it, that's why I asked you what I asked you earlier. If you look at it, considering everything that's went on, if he does get this team to a 7, 8-ish mark, that's a good coaching job.
thank you.
Considering the injuries now, if you're looking at previous years, the Giants were finishing with 3 wins, 4 wins, maybe 5, you know, and they was having injuries and a lot of the problems that they having now, but they was actually elevating the team above the injuries and so on and so forth. You're on your third string quarterback,
Thank you. That's my point.
and you're actually winning games. So people want to talk about the quarterback. What about the third string quarterback that they've been able to coach up and actually get production out of?
Exactly. And that's the point. I mean, remember I said it earlier, maybe a couple weeks ago, where everybody is talking about Bobby Johnson. He needs to go, blah, 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 blah. But then we criticized the talent on the line. And I said, well, is it the talent or is it the coaching? I mean, you said it's probably a little bit of the both, which is true. But the bottom line is if you want a coach gone, then either you must have the talent that is not being coached up. Now, like I just said, look at the facts. A lot of your offensive line has been out due to injury. He's mixing and matching. Guys are not living up to their potential. Are there some schematics that he needs to do better on? Yes. But the bottom line is, he to get to that point, he must be doing something halfway right. You
And you
know,
got to let your coach grow. Just like we want to say, give the players time. Why you on them, NYG? They need time. They need time. Give your damn coach some time to figure this thing out. Look at the mess him and Shane inherited. You know what
okay.
I'm saying? So, I mean, to want to bail on him again after 2 years is crazy. Now, if you got to unfortunately sacrifice Wink Martindale, I wouldn't say sacrifice. I think Wink is the type of man that would just probably want to move on. Maybe not a fit for what Brian Dable is doing. Maybe. I don't know. It's all rumors right now. But if that's the case, I'm not mad at Brian Dable. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the Wink Martindale was not his first choice. Mike Kafka was not his first choice for offensive and defensive coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to remember that. Remember, they wanted Patrick Graham and the guy that's out there now, Dorsey. That's what they wanted for the OC and DC.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind, that it may just be a personality thing, you know. So
But
I was
see,
bad on Dable earlier, but I'm gonna lay
look,
up off of him now because this
that's
coming
the
media
that's
shit is bullshit, and I know it
that's
is.
the thing that you said it perfectly. Personalities. But when you are in a leadership position like this, whether you're in a corporate 500, you're dealing with different personalities. Some people, yeah, you got to yell at. Some people, you gotta baby a little bit. Some people, you can just look at them and don't say anything. And that's the thing. Now, maybe Dable has to do a better job of understanding that, but I don't think he doesn't. The man has been around for years. He's been around some great coaches. He knows what to do. So I don't think it's him and I don't think it's any major issues. I really don't. I think what happened is they probably got into an argument over something, and somebody heard it, and then and Dable probably said, "F you" or something to that effect, and they took offense to it. Where you know what, mind your damn business. If it don't
Word.
pertain to you and whatever, and Wink is a grown ass man. He's old enough that he will. You know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. Ain't no one gonna talk to me like that. Whatever the case may be. That's unprofessional. However you want to categorize it. I'm out of here. He's also smart enough to. You know what? He'll go to the ownership. Now that might not be the right thing to do, but look, come on. He can go to the ownership. I don't appreciate the way this man is talking to me. I put in enough years in this league. You know what? Give me a little bit of respect. But I don't think it's like that. I think it was just the tiff. They probably were disagreeing about something, and eventually came to an agreement. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, they trying to spin it to make it to be more than what it is. Now,
Mhm.
I do think more than likely, 9 times out of 10, maybe so, they'll probably move on from both coordinators at the end of the season. I think Dable and Shane, it's probably more so them wanting to work with who they think their philosophies mesh more with, because
Okay.
you don't see no riffing between Dable and Shane because they have the same philosophy. You
Mm-hmm.
see rifts between people with different philosophies. Wink comes from Baltimore, and that coaching tree and that style, and then Kafka from the Andy Reid style. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you just got different types of philosophies. I think ultimately they're gonna want to get their guys in here, and it's gonna suck for the defense because if you
Mm-hmm.
gotta redo philosophies, it's gonna be a learning point, and then you're going the personnel. You got to make sure that fits. Yada 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 yada.
Mm-hmm.
But for the offense, I actually think it can be a really good thing, especially if he's going to bring in a guy like Dorsey. They run in the same style, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tommy says Kafka, Bobby J should have been gone after the 40-0. Now we're trying to win games. Should have made adjustments week 2 and 3 instead of now. We had talented roster to run the table. Yeah, you could say that they should have made it after that 40-0 blowout, but again, you want to give guys a chance. You want to give guys a chance to turn it around, a chance to succeed. Because to me, if you're going to be reactionary towards your coaches, you're going to be reactionary towards the players. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to be that type of reactionary. And what have we been all preaching? What has the Giants organization been preaching since years and years ago? Patience. You know what I'm saying? We always been an organization that has took time to get to where we wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? We build our teams up so we can be good year after year after year, so we can go to multiple Super Bowls, you know, in a 5-6 year span or whatever like that. That's how the Giants organization is. They're gonna be shitty for a while, and then they're gonna build it up slowly, and they're gonna get to the point. But you don't build nothing if you keep tearing it down every 5 minutes. That includes your quarterback, but that's a different story. Matter of fact, let's transition into that. We got about 30 more minutes, man. Appreciate y'all joining us, Giants Conversation. Please, on your way in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, we do this every single Sunday, same time, same day. Tudo, what's good? Salute,
what's up, Tudo?
Bro. Appreciate you coming through, man. My G. Now, let's talk about this draft a little bit, man, and that's where we're going to hit the quarterback questions. So, my thought is this right now. Given where we're at in this quarterback situation, because you got Tyrod Taylor on the mends to come back, I say start Tommy DeVito. I know Tyrod is technically your backup quarterback, but we all know good and damn well Tyrod Taylor is not going to be on this team next year. So that's the first part of it. Who do you start for the remaining games? And let's just start there, and then we'll get into the draft and everything else. What's your thoughts? Because I see you shaking your head, so you must disagree.
No, it wasn't that. I was looking at the they're doing the college playoff situation, and
that's right. It's now.
It's a big shocker for me.
SEC ain't getting in there, is they?
Yes, they did. They dropped Florida State out.
Oh,
Alabama got in. It's Michigan 1, Washington 2, Texas 3, Alabama 4, Florida State 5, and Georgia 6.
They straight played Florida State, yo. They play. How you gonna lead an ACC champion out
undefeated? I get it. You're starting quarterback.
That's a jack move, yo.
Wow. Let's not even talk about that.
We could get into it in the back chat, Coach. Yeah, but that's a jack move, man, for real. What's good, right, now, Lou? What's up, bro?
What's up, Lou? What's
going on, brothers? I wanna I kind of missed whatever y'all was talking about. I don't know who's beefing with who. What happened?
Oh, you didn't hear the about the coaches despising Brian Dable? You didn't hear that rumor that came out?
Dable and Wink having an argument or whatever,
and they're going back
a week ago or something like that. Yeah,
right. The Jay Glazer report, but then some other YouTuber that's supposed to have inside information is saying now that it's bigger than that. Like the coaches hate Dable, so that's why I came up here today, because I'm defending my Giants head coach right now. Like scrap all that, man.
I don't think that him and Wink beef that bad. I think it's people trying to make stories.
Well, they saying all the coaches now, so that means Kafka, that means Bobby Johnson, that means the D-line coach, that Jerome Henderson on the secondary. That's all of them.
Well, get rid of Kafka. Get rid of Bobby Johnson. Listen, I can understand why Kafka and Bobby Johnson don't like him. They suck at their positions, and he's probably chewed them out a few times. You know what I'm saying? But when you a man and somebody holds a mirror up to you and says some shit that you don't like, you know, we got egos and testosterone, so we tend to, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if y'all all working for the same goal, you should be able to get over those minor differences, unless y'all personalities are so damn different that y'all just shouldn't be in the same room anyway.
I think I do think it is Wink too, though, because what I'm hearing is that Dable and Wink, and I hate to kind of use this word, but they're both alpha males. Like, so they're like, you see what I'm saying? You know how that is sometimes, bro. It's a bro thing. Like,
Too many
yo,
Chiefs, not enough Indians. Yeah, I get it.
yeah. So I think it might be something there, because I am of the opinion that where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's too much going on for it to be like just hey,
Yeah,
bro,
but
bro, shit.
in my
No.
opinion, Harbaugh is more of an alpha male than Dable. So if he was able to work with Harbaugh for that many years and them not get to this point, then maybe Dable is the problem.
Didn't Dable work? Didn't Dable work for probably one of the biggest alpha,
Belichick.
or two of them, Saban
Yeah.
and Belichick? So the point is the theory that there's too many alpha males. Look, we're all alpha males, and we can all work together.
Yeah.
So we all have different personalities. That's why to me when I hear that, it's just like, man, come on. Business is like that. You have corporations that are like that. You have people. You have some CEOs that just want nothing but yes people. I get it. But you have other CEOs that want people to challenge them because it helps bring out the best in you. And that's why it's like I can't see being in the NFL, and Wink's been in the NFL for years.
A long time.
He's run through different coaches, head coaches. He understands that. So I don't see him taking it personally. I just don't. Maybe they disagree on something, but like I said earlier, Dable is the head coach in the end. He's the boss. He gets paid more money than Wink. So all eyes are going to fall on him. We may sit down and try and analyze everything, but in the end, who did everybody run to? They run to Dable. Why? So in the end, if it's Dable and this is what he wants, like Lou said, yeah, we all have egos, but you got to know how to check your ego sometimes. Because if not, you won't be in this business long.
And 2 points. And the reason I said that, Lou, was because if they can get to 7 or 8 wins this year, remember they only won 9 games last year. So it's after all the shit that we talked about this team this year, he might actually be doing a good job. Compared, you know what I'm saying? If he can get this team to 7, 8 wins, which I realistically think they can win at least 2 more games, that'll put them at
I think
6.
we can beat the Saints, the Rams, and the Packers.
And that'll be 7. So if he can get them to 7 games, honestly, I don't think this is as bad a coaching job as people are making it out to be. You know what I'm saying? And the second thing is,
he's a bad coach. I think he's got a lot of coaches in there that ain't good. Like maybe the Bobby Johnson ain't a good O-line coach, in my opinion. I think Mike Kafka is too inexperienced at the OC position. I think in a few years he'll be ready to be an OC, just not yet. And maybe Wink's philosophy and Dable's philosophy on the approach of the game is different, but I haven't seen that many cracks in their interactions. Actually, I haven't seen any, other than the argument that we heard about. I haven't been able to visibly see any cracks in their relationship. They give each other high fives, they smile, they talk. He gave Wink the game ball. So I think that the media is making more of it and people are making more of it than it actually is. I think if these two guys were in the room and had a conversation, they can come to a common ground and figure it out. They both want their paychecks. They both want to win. They both want to go down in history as a great coach at whatever position they're coaching. You know what I'm saying? And I think that will override all the dumb shit we're hearing from a lot of these content creators who really got no inside track on nothing and just want to make a video to get some views.
that's true. All right. What's your thoughts on the quarterback situation as far as the remainder of the season, Lou? And then we're going to get into the draft. Tommy DeVito, I'm with you, bro. Like, Tyrod is not going to be here next year, bro.
Look, I'm gonna put it to you like this. All right. I'm putting on my coaching hat. I have a young kid who's developing. I still need to see a little bit more from him. I am trying to work with him to build him up. Tyrod has been out for XYZ amount of time. He's going to be he's going to be stale in a sense. This kid is growing. He's getting better as he goes. Now, the Packers do have a very good defense. Yes, I have to respect that. But
So did the
if we can get
Jets.
our
He played in
running
that
game
game.
going,
New England. He played in
it,
that
it,
game.
exactly. If we get our run game going, because the Packers are better at the pass rush, but they're middle to lower middle of the pack in the run game. So if you can attack them with the run game, it changes their whole dynamics, which will help a young rookie quarterback. Just that simple.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about it too, man. It kind of sucks not having Daniel Jones for these, because like I know that style that they play when Jones is in there. The RPO, play action, that will work against these teams like the Packers and the Saints. That have good pass defenses. You're gonna have to run the football a little bit more. I feel like they do pass a little bit more with Tommy DeVito, and a lot of that is with the offensive line because Tyree Phillips is just not a good run blocker as Evan Neal was. But 2024 draft, we will be in the building. I do got the promotions coming out right now, so
Damn right, we're gonna be in the building.
definitely if you want to join us at the 2024 NFL draft, please go to GoGetOutTravels.com, GetOutTravels. Link is in the description, and we can get you set up today. So that being said, with the first pick in that draft, I'm looking at.
Wait a minute.
Whoa! What are you blowing the whistle for now? What are you doing here, buddy?
That's how this fan base is gonna be if you don't get a quarterback. Wait a minute. We didn't get a quarterback.
I got the film. I'm gonna be doing play evaluations this year. Stay on the lookout for that, and I'm starting with the quarterbacks. And halfway into this thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't impressed. I'm honestly not that impressed. I went through Bo Nix, meh. Caleb Williams, meh. I looked at who was the other guy I looked at?
Daniels
what's my
or
man?
Penix.
Jaden Daniels. He needs work.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Daniels needs work. I haven't got the Penix yet, or McCarthy, or I seen Drake May. I already kind of know what he's about. I watched UNC, but I haven't got the Penix but I'm just not impressed, man. And
Joe
to
Alt
me-
2024. Let's go, baby.
you might have me on that one, bro. I'm either right now. I'm leaning. Because if you can't get Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm leaning O line or D line, man.
Both.
I just keep stacking the
Get
trenches.
me both. Get me Joe Alt and get me the best edge rusher opposite of Thibodeau.
The problem with the O line pick in the first round is what are you gonna do with
Guarantee you
Neal?
that'll make some changes, and DeVito will be out here
Because-
making pasta.
That's where you're going. That's where you're gonna have an issue at because you got to figure out something with Evan Neal.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
I figured out something with Evan Neal. Slide his ass in the guard because he sucks at right tackle.
They're not gonna do that though, bro. I don't think they're gonna do that. And I think they're gonna try to fix him with coaching.
I think it
So-
was the dumbest thing in the world to draft a right tackle and put him at left tackle.
We watched Evan Neal's tape though,
tackle.
bro. Me, you, and Pat and Joe watched the tape on that dude, and we did not like him coming out in
No,
college.
I know, but I'm saying I think it was the dumbest thing in the world for them to draft. Andrew Thomas was a right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
They made him go to left tackle. Then they go draft a left tackle and
What's
put
up?
him at right tackle. I'm like,
What's up,
why?
Blaze, man? That's just disrespectful right there.
Yeah,
Why
Blaze, I would talked about it. But Lou, the one thing about Evan Neal, I get what you're saying. Evan Neal actually played all the offensive line positions.
He has.
So That's the
I
reason
remember
why
that.
you're thinking about it. You're like, well, he has the ability. He's
To
done
play
it
guard, yeah.
at the highest level in college. So you would honestly think it should be transferable to the NFL. It takes time, but it's transferable. I still think he has the ability to get there. Sorry, I do. He hasn't played that much. Injuries are a factor, but if you look at it, how many games has he honestly played in the NFL? He's probably played one full calendar year.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
played
honestly.
1 year, and we automatically want to bump him inside. Where he hasn't had the time to develop. Eh, Thomas took what, a year and a half before he really rounded in. The thing I'm saying is, when it comes to the offensive line play, I'm sorry, it takes time.
It
We as
does.
fans are not patient.
Facts.
Hmm.
We're
I'm
just
not.
not.
I'm
And
patient
I'm
with you.
sorry.
I'm impatient too. You
That's
got
where
me.
the problem is.
Guilty.
As a coach, I'm not listening to the fans. I'm looking at what I see with this kid. I still think he needs to lose a little bit of weight because he's most of what the issue he has. And we always say it, he's beat with by quickness. They're
Hmm.
getting him with the double moves. So if he could lose a little bit more weight, he has the long arms, he has the strength, he has the athleticism, so he has the ability. It's just that I really feel that he needs to lose because if he's at 340, maybe getting down to 320 would be a little bit better for him. That's
Hmm.
me. That's how I see it. I'm not ready to bump this kid in. I think we still have the Eric Flowers syndrome and the debacle where we
And the
saw
Nate
when he
Solder syndrome.
and when we saw when he went to Washington and bumped inside, he did well. That's what we're thinking as fans. Well, maybe if he moves inside, he's going to be better because we saw what happened with Eric Flowers. We don't come out and publicly say it, but realistically, that's what it is. But if you count the games, he's probably played 16, 17 games. That's 1 year.
Hmm.
Now, you want to say, well, he's too injury prone. That's a different story. But then I'm just going to come back and say, well, go through your whole roster and go through the guys who you're looking at who are injury prone. You can say that for a lot of guys. Saquon Barkley, come on now. Daniel Jones, come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, Sterling, we said it about Sterling Shepard for the longest while. We
Riggs.
It's that, but we can go through and we can sit here and look at guys and say, they're injury prone, but injuries happen.
They
you
do.
know, but for Neil, he's only played about 16, 17 games. And it's like 1 year, and already we're like, well, he's a bust. Let's move him inside. For me,
And to be honest, to your point, coach, you're gonna bring another rookie right tackle in, and he's gonna have the same growing pains as Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas, and y'all gonna be ready to throw him in the trash can too. I guarantee you. So to me, honestly, that's kind of why I have been like off of taking O linemen in the first round to this point. I wouldn't be mad at it, but you gotta figure that thing out with Evan Neal. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you're going to keep him at right tackle, then you need to work on the interior guard spots, left guard, right guard. Because I'm not Justin
Yo,
Pugh is nice, but I see
he's
him
the
as a
reserve.
backup. Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That-
Tyree Phillips is nice. I see him as a backup tackle. Those should be your backup guard and tackle. But you need more depth than that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at right now. Probably getting another guard. Because I don't
I
know what they think about McKeithen and Azudu at this point.
think I
I
did a
don't
play
know how they're
draft.
gonna work
What did
out.
I do? I think I did Neighbors one. I did Penix with the first, second round, and I think I got the left tackle from Washington, who you can move to guard because he can play guard. He already done it. So I mean, I'm just doing that because I was playing around. But what I'm saying is you can do things like that. I get your point about not taking an offensive lineman. I get it. I understand if people want to take a quarterback with your number one overall pick. So
Now, Tommy says getting King Ransom for player picks, future picks, or Ewers,
hmm
Texas. Now that kid's not coming out, is he? Coach?
We don't know. We don't know.
He's
Hey,
intriguing.
yeah.
He's intriguing. I was under the assumption him and Sador were going back to college, but he's one to throw in the mix too. If you want to picking the quarterback in the first round, he's one to throw in the mix. I'm just not sold with the media hype quarterbacks, and that's Caleb and Drake May. Not sold on them. I would take Penix if you can block for him, because that kid, you're gonna need a strong offensive line in
And
order to
he
give
does
him
hold the ball
time.
a little bit. He still holds the
Yes,
ball long.
exactly. That's my point. You're gonna need a strong line to really build around him. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's my thing with him. With Bo Nix, I think there's some inconsistencies there. I think he's going to struggle to read defenses at the NFL level, to be honest with you, because I'm watching the tape, and and he's very hesitant too with his reads. So that's what I've seen on him. Jaden Daniels, he's another one, developmental. He's going to take time to learn to read defenses and process at the NFL level. His strongest strength is his athleticism. Weakness again would be the process and the mental part of the game. So is you ain't gonna get no perfect quarterback in this draft. I don't care what the media is telling
Mm-hmm.
you. So to me, you might be better off waiting a year if you can rack up a couple extra picks, and then maybe you go up and get Sador, or if the kid Ewers goes back, or
Mm-hmm.
So that to me is kind of where I'm leaning at right now. I'm gonna wait till I do my full draft evaluation.
Now we're gonna go
But
get Arch Manning. We ain't getting the
oh my
quarterback this
god,
draft.
bro, this dude, this
We
Archman
ain't getting the
shit.
quarterback this draft. I'm telling you. Listen, everybody go. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's
I
gonna
ain't
happen.
mad at that, but that Archman and shit, I don't want no part of it, bro.
Archman is not even next year. He's the year.
Nah,
He's
bro.
He's
25.
Yeah,
2 years from now.
nah,
25.
I don't want
DJ's
it.
contract is until he declares.
I'm not with it, bro.
DJ's contract is until he declares for the draft.
Yeah.
So
I don't
he
care
needs to
about
save some
waiting
bread.
for a quarterback, but I'm not chasing Archie Manning, bro.
I'm not chasing, but I'm saying if he declares
Yeah.
we there, grab him. He's a Manning.
Fuck
The
it.
hell? The league is
Yeah.
gonna rig it for him to win regardless. He's a Manning. The fix would be in. The Giants would get 2 more rings. Shit.
When Arch
Oh
Manning
man.
comes out, he's going to end up with the Saints. Watch.
Oh man, it wouldn't
His
surprise
dad
me.
played for the Saints. I mean, his
Yeah.
grandpa played for the Saints. Yeah.
And he's from New Orleans.
And he's but I don't think he wants to stay home. I think he wants to get out and travel.
Well, I
He
mean,
should. He
if
definitely should. He should hit that link too in the description of the in the video. Nice plug, bro.
Nice segue. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
We're
man.
getting so
But
good at this, we do it effortlessly.
but in all seriousness, man, I'm not reaching for no quarterback in this draft.
mm-mm,
You know,
mm-mm.
I honestly, I would lean to just keep working on your defense, man.
Look,
Especially
think
if you
about
bring in Wink Martindale back. I definitely want you to keep building on that defense. Edge rusher will be real nice. There's a few of them out there that I've been watching. Chop Robinson, the kid from Alabama, Dallas Turner, and then
the kid from whatever his name from
Latue from
UCLA.
UCLA, just to name a few. So I would lean that direction, given where I think the Giants going to end up picking, which is maybe 10-ish, 11-ish range. I don't think they're going to
They're
be in the
picking
top.
7 and 8. Don't be surprised if they're in the 10 to 15 range.
That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking right now they're 6, but we're going to see with the games going on today where if they slide back a little bit, because you have a bye week this week, so the other teams are going to catch up one more game, so they could have one more loss potentially and tie with the Giants. So positioning in the draft right now, if you're looking at where you're going to be picking, best player available, man. I mean, I think this is the draft to really take that philosophy to heart, because you got too much going on. You need line help. You need defensive help. You need wide receivers. You need a quarterback, perhaps. You need corners. Like, you got a lot of different positions to fill in this draft, and you ain't gonna do it all at once. So, and what the Giants really need is they need more stars. They need more, not stars, but what do you call them? Difference makers, like impact players. Like you just getting a bunch of meh all over the board. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Barkley and you got Dexter Lawrence and Andrew Thomas. Who else is making that, like, that's an impact top of the line position player in there and at that level? Who else on this team besides those three? You can't honestly. Kayvon Thibodeau, maybe he'll get there one day. DeAndre Banks, maybe he'll get there. McKinney, if he stays, maybe he'll get there. They're not there yet. You need an impact player. You need somebody that the defense got to worry about and the offense of the opposing team have to worry about. They go in there game planning for one guy. That's Saquon Barkley. You shut him down, it's a wrap. They going in there game planning. Now that Tibbs, thankfully, you got more to worry about on the defense. But really, Dexter Lawrence not being in there, they just going to run the football on you. You know what I'm saying? So we need more impact players on both sides of the ball. Take BPA. Don't reach for these quarterbacks. Don't. I ain't with it, man. Says NY should get a whistle. I know, man. I need a timeout whistle, man. A penalty box whistle. A gulag whistle. You get him in the gulag. Penalty on the panel, bro. Timeout, man. Word up. Kev, what's up, man? What's good with you, Kev? Ghost says some of these fans gonna be sick if we don't get that QB. They not getting one, man. I don't think so. I think they might take one in the second round with one of those two picks, and it's gonna be somebody that's gonna need to be developed. So you're gonna probably be looking at Tommy DeVito and Daniel Jones again in 2023. So
I'm with it. Listen, I'm with it, man. I think
that ain't it. Yeah, Kev, right on, spot on, Kev. You said it for me. Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito. Those are gonna be the quarterbacks.
I think that them dudes can be coached up to help us win games. In all honesty, I think them dudes can be coached up and help us win games. We have so many soft ass microwave I want it now ass people in this fan base that you can't even give these guys time to develop and grow. Let's not forget, Tudo made a great point earlier in his comment. Dave's a first-time head coach as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you got Mike Kafka, first-time OC, Brian Dable, first-time head coach, a shitty offensive line coach in Bobby Johnson. Like, you got some issues that you need to address.
Yeah, it goes. I'm with you with the edge right now. That would be my pick. Okay, coach.
Go, coach.
Yeah, my family's coming up, so I gotta go.
It's almost 1. We about to shut it down anyway. Gotta get ready for the 1:00 games. Is Pat calling the game, Lou?
Yeah, he said he was calling the 1:00 game. He just didn't tell me which one.
All right, let me go because they at my door.
I'm gonna talk to you later.
All right, coach. Peace, bro. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at, man. Like, let's get some impact players on this team, man. Go get me another edge rusher. Go get me somebody else that can.
You Ghost Dog. Ghost Dog.
Rush the passer.
Yeah,
you see his avatar. I like that with
Bugs Bunny with the Giants hat. I feel you. So another refill.
That's how the Giants be making them feel. Yeah, we need to know the O-line coach and the
we don't do the tanking
coach.
Over here, Kev.
But
we want to win.
Yeah, man. Let's get some guys some weapons, right, man? That's what I'm saying. We need weapons. We need help on the O-line. We got a lot of pieces, man. That's really gonna help. That we need to in order to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cowboys. Let me tell you something. When you watch these Eagles play and you watch teams like the 49ers play, they're going to be playing today. I challenge you to watch the trench play really, really close, and you will see how they get it done, bro. Their quarterbacks ain't wowing nobody. They got time to throw the football. Our quarterbacks don't. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Tommy DeVito has been getting more time to throw, and this is by metrics. You stat
And that's
guys, this
because
is the metrics.
Pugh has stepped in and solidified the left guard position. You know what I'm saying? And the line has been playing better, giving him time. I wish they would have did that for DJ. We'd have had a hell of a better season.
Miz, what's good with you, bro? Peace. Peace. Says the next 5 games. I asked earlier if people thought the Giants had a legit chance to make the playoffs.
Yep.
I think it's iffy only because of the Eagles. I'm
I
not gonna
think we
hold you.
sneak in with the wild card, man. I literally think we sneak in with the wild card, and this fan base is gonna be pissed off. This fan base, oh my God, we could have had the 4th pick.
Yeah. That I'm gonna tell you that pick stuff is gonna be tough now because the team in your division is probably gonna end up worse than you are. You already beat them twice, so you guys tied with the Commanders. You're behind them. You're behind Arizona. You beat Arizona. You beat the Patriots. So you beat the teams that you're
win.
trying to tank to beat. So
You gotta win. The hell with that tank.
it ain't gonna work out for you, you know. And then if you start beating the Saints and the Packers, and it's really not gonna work out for you, if that's what you want to do, man. But I do believe that no matter where the Giants pick, I think they need an impact player. You know what I'm saying? An impact player, and unless you think a quarterback is gonna come in here and right the ship, that's not gonna be the impact player you're gonna be looking for.
We need a Micah
at the top of this
Parsons,
drive.
or we need.
That's what you need. You need a Parsons. You need a You need a
We need a
Joey
difference maker on defense and a
Bosa.
difference maker on offense.
You know what I'm saying? You need a Penei Sewell or a you know, somebody like that. You know, somebody on the offensive line, a Quentin Nelson type of player. You know, an impact player, regardless of where that is. I'm feeling pretty nice about the linebackers right now, but give me another edge. You know, even a safety, man. If he's an impact player like that, I wouldn't mind if you're gonna let McKinney walk. You know,
It's looking
wide
like
receiver,
they're gonna let him
bro.
walk.
Like, give me a dog wide receiver. You know, so you got a lot of options here, but what you don't want to do is reach for a quarterback. And I'm just telling the chat here and the people that follow us from the Big Blue Crew, we're going to be doing extensive draft coverage here, and we will be showing you a lot of film and a lot of facts as to why you don't necessarily need to go the quarterback route.
And
Now, Miz is going to come up here and tell me I'm wrong,
hold on one second.
but
Hold on. Not also are we going to we're going to be giving you a lot of draft content from here, but we also will be streaming live from the draft.
absolutely.
Okay, every draft. So get your big boy boots on, get your raincoat and your hat. You can't hear me, Miz?
Yeah. Miz, you
You
there?
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Miz.
I don't hear you
sound.
guys.
Can't
You don't
us?
hear us? A-hole. You hear us.
Oh, man.
Pat said he's calling the Texans and the Broncos.
Texans and Broncos. Okay. Crowd favor was good. What you good? Just get an impact player. Please fix the lines, man. That's it. That's it, man. Please fix these lines, man. Now, can you hear us
Huh?
now, Miss?
Fuck, man.
Yo.
It don't work.
You. Nope. Still not there.
You hear me?
Yeah,
I
we
hear
hear you.
you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I don't hear you
don't hear
guys.
us.
I hear you.
Gotta put some earbuds in or something, maybe.
Headphones.
Yeah, earbuds.
Yo, Billy.
Headphones. It says it took Belichick 10 years to learn what to do as a head coach. It won't happen overnight. That's right,
Headphones.
Tudo. That's right,
Headphones.
man.
No, it usually works. It usually works. I'll figure it out. 1 second. The Miz has been muted.
You're not muted. We hear you.
Yo,
We
Billy.
hear you. You don't hear us.
That's when you gotta go to the stepson, kid. When you're not young enough and sophisticated.
Golly.
That's why I stick to blue collar.
Man.
Yo, Billy.
Broncos. Damn, is that the best
Yo,
game
Nick.
of the day?
How come
is playing?
they can't hear me?
We hear you.
You don't hear us.
We hear him. He can't hear us.
He can't hear us.
He can't hear you.
No, they can't hear me.
No, we can
and I
hear
can't
him.
hear them.
We could hear him.
He can't hear us.
That never happened.
Need some headphones, man.
You hear that little microphone on the bottom? See it? The little blue mic? No, the mute's off. Oh, put that up. Oh,
You hear us now?
Can you hear us now?
thank
Yeah,
you,
there
Nick.
you go.
Thank you, little man.
Little man.
Save the day.
What's up, guys?
What's
Good,
going on?
Miz. What's good with you, man? What's up, man? How you feeling, bro? How you feeling about the rest of the season, man? What you think we're gonna do?
Listen, man. I'll tell you what,
Give you
bro.
a couple minutes here.
One,
then
I'm
we're gonna
tired
head
of.
over to, Pat's
I'm
channel.
tired of loser fans. That's why I went at it with Mike C on Twitter, because I'm tired of negative bullshit all the time. The guy's talking about, he's already talking about losing next year and firing Dabo. That's why we got into it. I mean, are you kidding me? You're planning to lose 17 months from now? So I didn't like that shit. So we got into it. Then he got personal. So you don't want to get personal with me because I'll go with the best of them. I don't care.
Yeah,
But-
man.
You know, but
But what you think, man?
Look,
The
bro, I don't mind who we
2024
take.
NFL draft, man.
I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. I want a quarterback. Will I hate the team if they don't get one? No, because I know there's big time tackles. I know there's a big defensive end from UCLA that we could get. So I'm not gonna be mad. Whatever. I'm gonna trust this. I like this regime. I was for them. I was calling for them to get this regime, so I'm gonna stick with them. So whatever they do, they do. But if you ask me, Miz, who he wants, I really feel it's time to grab a quarterback, especially if it's one that they love. We all know they like Drake May. He's probably going to be gone.
Drake?
I just feel like, my own opinion, I know how you guys feel. I'm not like going to fight with you about it. I'm not one of those fans. I just feel like I like Daniel Jones, but let's bring a kid, potential franchise QB in case it doesn't work with Jones.
Miz,
Because
you
I'm
got
gonna be real with you. We're going into year 6. We're going into year 6, Lou, and we don't even know. I don't care what anybody tells me. We're going into year 6, and we still don't have a definite on who Jones is.
I'm with you on
I agree with that. I agree
Daniel
with that.
Jones. And
That
see, this
scares
is
me,
where
bro.
this
That
is the
scares
thing.
me.
This the thing though. This is where I can agree with you, Miz, but I also agree with Lou and Pat. I'm okay with moving off of Daniel Jones. I am.
Yeah. But I want to
I'm
move
just not
with a guy
okay
who's
with.
going to be good.
I'm just not okay with reaching for a quarterback just to get one. When
Right.
you're gonna be passing on potential impact players, bro. We need talent on this team. We're not close. This team is not a quarterback away. And I'm realizing that more and more and more every team we play and how we struggle like shit to score points.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying we're not a quarterback away. There's no quarterback right now in the NFL that you telling me you drop them on the New York Giants and they're gonna be putting up 40 burgers every game. There ain't nobody out there. You see what I'm saying?
Let me
They're
ask you
so
a question,
far away
NYG.
on the talent, particularly on offense. They're so far away from competing with Dallas and Philly.
Right.
It don't make no sense to reach, bro. You still gonna be finishing 3rd or 4th in your division until you can bang paws with those guys in the trenches. That's where they beat us at. They beat
Trenches,
us.
of course.
They beat us, bro. They beat us down in the trenches, bro. Don't you blow that damn
And that's
whistle,
why
bro.
if you want to draft the guy from Notre Dame at 6, 7, 8, I'll be excited about him because he's a beast. But to be honest with you, NYG,
Yeah.
How many years in a row? And I understand the O-line has not been. We all know that, but this guy Jones is getting injuries every year now. It's
Right.
worrisome.
It's something where you're gonna have to suffer for a little bit longer to get right, because I'm telling you, Miz, ain't no quarterback. And I'm doing the film on these quarterbacks right now. After when I get done with this stream, I'm going back to the film room and I'm gonna finish up my eval on Caleb Williams and Penix. Bro, I'm telling you,
Oh,
there's not going to be a quarterback that's going to come in here and take us to that next level. If you want to get one in the second, third rounds to develop
right.
behind Jones and all of them, I'm cool with that. But I don't want the Giants wasting picks to trade up for one of these quarterbacks. Because at the end of the day, the guys that the media wants anyway aren't going to be there. They're going to go 1, 2, or 3. So you're
Right.
going to be left with the rest of them. Bo Nix, Penix, and Jaden Daniels. Now, when you watch the film, I can't justify spending a top 10 pick on any of those guys. I can't.
Right.
Not right now.
Miz, if you
They all
watch
got
them
issues.
quarterbacks, Miz, if you watch them quarterbacks, not the highlight reels, if you go watch the film on them guys, you'll be like, yeah, these guys. I almost want to say that to me, Daniel Jones is better than the entire QB class coming out this year.
Yeah, he could be, but the
I
problem
mean, you
with
could
Jones,
say that right now, but I mean,
I got no problem
potential wise,
keeping
it just depends on the system. You know what I'm saying? Because all right, I'm gonna break it down to you. To me, you looking at a guy like Bo Nix or somebody like that, you probably want to have a good, strong running game, and you want to basically like RPO. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be good in the short to intermediate parts of the field. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be a chain mover for you. That's Bo Nix's game. You know what I'm saying? He's a chain mover. He'll take big plays, shots down the field here and there, but he's really not that accurate on them, and he struggles to read defenses. Struggles to read the field. You know what I'm saying? He'll go through his reads, but he's not seeing shit. You see what I'm saying? And he's taking the check down way too much to my liking. You know what I mean? Caleb Williams is a boom or bust type player. You know what I'm saying? He gonna give you a big play, or he ain't gonna give you jack. You know what I'm saying? That's to me Caleb Williams' game. Caleb Williams holds the ball. He fumbles a lot too. Penix, not mobile. You want a mobile quarterback in today's NFL, unless you got a line like the Lions or 49ers or something like that, then you can drop Penix right in there and he'll be a superstar probably from day one. Because that kid can throw. He can pass the football. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's my knock on him. He does hold the ball a little bit too long, and you're going to have to worry about the injury concerns, of course. And Drake May is the same thing. Drake May is kind of like Bo Nix. He's just he has a stronger arm, and I think his processing is better, but he's also going to struggle at the next level because these quarterbacks aren't asked to do a whole lot right now. They're gonna have to wait till they get into the NFL and get in someone's system and learn that system and learn the players around them and build on that in that system, man. All these guys are system guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not one that you're going to say, if I get that guy, no matter where he goes, he's going to succeed. That's not in this class. That's like an Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning type player. It's just not here. You need to build a system around these guys. Jaden Daniels, you're going to have to build a system like Lamar Jackson. Something, that's heavy RPO read option.
That's the guy I could see us getting. I could see us ending up with Daniels. I could see the Giants getting him later on, not too far later on. I don't think he's gonna, like one of these guys. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. He's gonna be taken in the top 5. No, he's not. He's not going in the top 5. These young kids don't know what they're talking about.
Watching his tape, he's He's putting up stats in college, bro, but that's college, bro. This
Everybody
people.
knows he's putting up nice stats in college. That it's not
It's
going to
not
be that
gonna-
way in the NFL. He could be good, but it's going to take time. I believe you can get him in a late burst. So if the Giants want to go with a big player, non-quarterback early, and use their 2-2s to try to slide up into the 20s, they might get their quarterback prospect that they could work on for the future right there if they wanted to. That would be the guy, I think.
I think you can get.
There's
I think
only
you can
one
probably
quarterback in this draft, I believe, and you know who it is, who I believe could be a big-time franchise quarterback, and that's Drake May at the right place. And I think the reason why Shane loves him and Dable, they obviously clearly they like him. I think he fits the Giants organization. You know?
That's fair. What he's
Now,
not
I
going
know
to fit,
Pat
though,
and some of
is
you guys
the-
don't like him, but I see things in him that I love as a franchise quarterback. Well, listen, he's like Daniel Jones, sort of.
Yeah, he exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you looking at
He might be better. We don't know. It's all about development.
Drake May.
The only reason Daniel Jones isn't great, NYG, the only reason Jones hasn't reached that is because we screwed him up the first 3 years with instability. Bottom line. But here we are going to year 6 now. So, you know.
I think Drake May, though, the thing about Drake May is in North Carolina, bro, these quarterbacks, they're going to struggle. First of all, you're not seeing the type of competition that you're seeing in some of these other schools in the SEC. I mean, you got Clemson, you got Florida State, you got some tough teams in the ACC, but you're really not seeing that level of competition. And when Drake May has played those teams, he has struggled. Why do certain quarterbacks struggle against certain teams? Because of the defenses that they're playing, coverages and shit that they're not seeing, the reading, the processing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, when you're going into the NFC East with defenses like the Eagles, the Cowboys, and to a degree the Commanders, and you ain't gonna come in here hot off the gate. You're gonna have to be able to run that football. You know what I'm saying? And give your quarterback some easy completions to help move the chains. Now, can Drake May do that? Yes. But it's going to take time. It's going to take time for all these guys. I don't think any of them are really ready to come in there right away and do that.
Right.
To be honest with you. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, he also...
Drake May has the size.
Like
and
Alabama, Georgia... You know, if you don't have the weapons around you, you're not going to match up with those teams. You know, I mean, to be fair, he probably don't have the weapons on that level to match up with those teams. But
and you know why? And you know what, Lou? I mean, Miz, neither do the Giants. That's the problem. That's what we're trying to tell you guys. If the Giants had all these weapons in the offensive line, take Drake May, take Caleb Williams. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So Drake May gonna be coming in here and he gonna be throwing to who? Darius Slayton and Jalen Hyatt? Okay.
No, listen, man, I got no problem going the other way. I got no problem taking the big tackle with number 6 or 7 or the UCLA kid, the defensive end, to give us a real sick pass rush, you know? I got no issue with that at all. And in the second round, you could go get 2 more pieces, maybe an O-lineman, a wide receiver, whatever, you know? I'm kind of hoping that this year we have some money and they go on free agency, try to get a T. Higgins or somebody, you know?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I want them to address. I want them to address wide receiver if possible, and free agency, and also if they can address edge. Because if you can get the edge in free agency, like Brian, because it's a couple good ones that's going to be out there, hopefully. With Brian Burns, Josh Allen, and Danielle Hunter.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to let Brian Burns walk. I think they're going to tag him.
I mean, yeah, they could tag him. But
they're not going to let a guy like that just walk out the door, you know?
I don't know, though. You know why? Because the Panthers seem to be a inept organization now. They're turning into that organization that's dumb, that's doing stupid shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
So, I would love to have him, but let's be honest. How many?
No, maybe you can trade for him.
Let a defensive end walk out? A top 5 defensive end just walk out.
Would you trade for him though? You could possibly trade for him.
Yeah. Or would you trade for? Or would you trade for Diggs in Buffalo? Would you?
Depends on what I had to
Gable
give
could
up.
probably control him.
Hey, if
You
talk
want to
about
keep Jones. You got to get him a real, true #1 game-breaking wide receiver.
gotta get him.
You
something.
got to also get another tackle or a guard, depending on what you're going to do with Neal. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
I can't go another season with Hodgins, Slayton, Shepard. I mean, it's stupid now. It's getting
Those
stupid.
guys, those
Teams
guys are
do
gonna be
not
gone.
fear us at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Those
Am
guys
I right?
are gonna be. Those guys are gonna be gone, man. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think they're all gonna be gone, and
Time.
I think that's why. To me, if you can build the team out first, if possible, if you could do both, that's cool. You know, if you could somehow finagle a way to solve your offensive line, and you know, get you another edge rusher in free agency, get you another corner in free agency, and you know, maybe you pick up a guard or a right tackle, move Neal in the guard, whatever you want to do, and then you going into the draft and you got 7th, 8th pick, and you want to go get, you know, one of these quarterbacks start to slide, and you want to just bucket, take the quarterback now, cool. But what you're not going to do is, but this is what the fan base is going to do, because I got my pulse on this. I got my fingers on this fan base's pulse right now.
Oh, yeah.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna force that quarterback in there somehow, some way, because John Mara always caves into it. Always, they're gonna force that quarterback in there too early, and you're gonna get Daniel Jones 2.0. But if you can be patient and take the quarterback now, you gotta let him sit and play Jones.
Well, I think
You
he's going to
have
sit
to.
regardless.
No,
I think
he's
Jones
not,
is starting the
because
season next year. I don't care who says what.
If Jones is healthy in any way, shape, or form, they putting Daniel Jones out there. They're invested in Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
So why would you mess up your rookie when you're paying a cat $160 million to be your punching bag while you figure out your offensive line and your wide receiver issues? That's what I would do. They don't like him. I mean, the fans don't like him, so let him go out there and take the hits so your rookie don't have to take all these hits. But nah, they're going, see, Daniel Jones stinks, man. We need to be, you know.
Coming over, Pat.
We
We'll
need
be
to
over in a
get
few
up.
minutes.
Yeah. I got you,
I'm going
Pat.
to hop over.
Gonna wrap this up right now, but I just wanted to kind of air that out, though. You know,
Well, the
don't
quarterbacks
have to
are best
reach for
served
these
when they
quarterbacks,
sit
man.
for a while.
You
The
don't.
best quarterbacks sit and learn. When you throw these guys like Young in Carolina or Zach Wilson in the Jets, you throw them into the fire. You see what happens, man. Once
Right.
your confidence get
I'm
wrecked,
gonna go jump on with Pat over there. I see y'all in a second.
Yeah,
All right.
we coming over there right now. Pause. But yeah, that's what I would do, Miz. For real. I would. If you gonna take one, you gotta hold your nuts, man, and let that kid sit, man, and don't cave into this.
I actually think you guys are right. I actually think they're not going to have the one guy they wanted. He's going to be gone. So I think they are going to take either Joe Alt or the UCLA defensive end. They're going to go with one of those. You know they are. And then they're going to look to get a QB in the second round, maybe the LSU kid, someone to fold in them that could be a project for later on. And that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. You can coach him up like you're doing Tommy DeVito. But we're going to shut this one
All right.
down, y'all. Appreciate everybody for joining the stream. Head over to Big Pat Sports Talk. We'll be over there calling the 1 o'clock game. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
See you over there. Peace.